All right, good morning. Greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host once again, Dan Thornton. I want to thank you all for tuning in today, Lions Talk Live Morning Show Edition. And you know what? Hey, I'm going to be around. We got a little bit of breaking news today. Nothing big, by the way. Just some kind of comical stuff. But hey, just let's get it out of the way since I brought it up and not dilly daddle with this. I'll be here tomorrow. There's your breaking news. So I'll be able to get tomorrow's morning show in, and then, as you guys all know, the Sarge Tony Libretto will be taking over for the week while Jen and I are gone to destinations unknown. So Monday through Monday of the following week, the Sarge Tony Libretto will host the show. He is taking a crash course on how to do all this stuff on YouTube and other services to make sure that it's hopefully going to go pretty okay. But you guys are probably going to have to hold his hand and help him out a little bit and just help him find his way, especially the first couple shows. All right, as one of the newer segments on the show, we've got 5 headlines now for you guys before we get into the meat of the show. And I think it's going to bring up a lot of good debate this morning. In case you didn't see the thumbnail or you just got an automatic notification and brought you to the show, PFF, Pro Football Focus, did list the Detroit Lions as one of the top 6 teams in the NFL when it came to secondaries. Now, who has the best? They didn't go that far. They didn't rank them, hey, here's number 1, 2, or 3. But here's the list, just real quick. You got the Philadelphia Eagles, the Dallas Cowboys, Seattle Seahawks, New York Jets, Cleveland Browns, Miami Dolphins, and the Detroit Lions. So where are you going to put them? That they don't have, but they do have a real good debate who has the top secondary in all the NFL. So real quick, before we get into that and talking about it, breaking it down, and then debating it with the Morning Show Do Crew, let's go ahead and get into the 5 headlines now. All right, so here we go. The headlines coming out. Lions lose 1 day of off-season workouts after violating NFL rules relating to on-field contact. So I did a real quick video on this last night. Maybe some of you guys seen it. Maybe some of you didn't. There are no specifics that came out as to what the actual violation was, just that it was contact or related. It exceeded the amount allowed for OTAs. Due to that, the Lions and the coaching staff, well, at least the players are going to have an extra day off as they wouldn't lose or forfeit Monday's OTA workout. So that's all we have on that one. All right, Detroit Lions observations. Hendon Hooker trying to get back to, quote, calling and balling. So we've all heard probably the whispers and rumors out of OTAs that Hendon Hooker has looked good at moments, real shaky at other moments. And I would say most of us understand he's a rookie this year in all earnestness. He's going through a lot of different learning opportunities, curves, etc., especially in post-snap reads. He's having to learn what's a real struggle for a lot of NFL quarterbacks, especially their first couple of years. The defenses at the NFL level shift around so much right before the snap and then right after the snap that it really does cause some issues because it's a major change from the collegiate game. Hendon Hooker, while he's calming down at times, he's also getting caught off guard at other times. So he's growing, we'll put it that way. So we'll get into probably another video on that probably during training camp and preseason games. Probably have a lot more on that one in time. All right, Detroit Lions want Jahmyr Gibbs to, quote, go to the next level as a receiver in 2024. And I know there's been a lot of channels, a lot of newspaper articles, whatever your online content pertaining to this. When the Lions drafted Gibbs last year, they said they weren't really envisioning him long-term as just a running back. They were envisioning him as just an offensive weapon, and they called him X and all these other different things because they felt they were going to move him around a whole lot to make sure that they could just get the max out of his skills. This appears to be something that's still in play for this upcoming year, and they're going to continue to move him around, probably motion him out to receiver, out in the slot, let him shake and bake. So could he be one of the potential candidates to help replace Josh Reynolds? Yes, he could be. It doesn't mean I'm expecting him to be out there a ton because I do think you ultimately want to keep him in the backfield. But while that's being said, doesn't mean on play action passes he can't leak out into the flats or be, like I said, motioned into the slot or even the X receiver and just see what he can do because He can catch, he can run routes, and as we know, this dude's got some speed. All right, Dan Campbell wants Detroit Lions to, quote, work backwards, end quote, towards goal of Super Bowl 59. So he wants to get back to just, being the gritty team, the team that wants to just prove themselves. He doesn't want them to read the headlines and say, hey, man, we've already arrived. He's already addressed this to the team a ton in the offseason, saying we need to remember what made us great the past 2 years. And that's a team that would come over, smash you in the mouth, do everything they can to win. Keep grinding and falling forward. Keep going forward with every play in camp, every snap, etc. He does not want this team to risk getting stagnant. All right, and then the final headline out of our top 5 headlines for the morning show. Detroit Lions may have finally found the answer at kicker. And you know what? It's ex-Michigan kicker James Turner. He's been very impressive in camp, and you've heard multiple coaches give commentary towards him. His accuracy, his leg strength, his development from when he first arrived to where he is now. You know what? He's turning some heads. Will he ultimately be able to beat out Michael Badgley? Will he be able to keep the Lions from signing Jake the Hitman Bates? That I don't know. But what we do know is he's also in the running for it, and he's turning some heads. All right, if you're joining the show late or if you want to read through these headlines, I have added them to the scroller, so you'll be able to see them at the bottom of the screen. All right, now let's go on and see what the Dude Crew has to say about today's topic. Whether it's any of those I just went through, or if you just want to talk about the main topic, that's what you can do on the show. Come on in, have a debate, be kind of respectful for each other. No politics, please. We don't do that here on the morning show. So here we go. Let's get it kicked off. Where do you guys say? Do the Detroit Lions have potentially one of the NFL's best secondaries or even the best secondary? I think, in my personal opinion, before we get into your comments, I think there's going to be a lot of arguments to be made when we get to the middle of the season, how strong the Detroit Lions secondary is because of how deep we are. You look at how much we're all probably anticipating Brian Branch to make a jump forward in his sophomore campaign. We pretty much know what Carlton Davis III is, and he's a pretty good corner in this league. He's a major upgrade in my opinion for the team. And it's nothing against Cam Sutton. He started every game for us last year, started every game in the playoffs. But let's also be real fair to Cam Sutton. He is not a man-to-man primary corner. He's far better in zone coverage and probably far better as the number 3 corner, maybe number 2 in a zone-based system. So we got what we could out of him, but at the end of the day, he's probably from a career standpoint in a better situation going back to Pittsburgh's place. He knows the systems and he fits in better than he did here. Now, the big question is going to be Terrion Arnold. How real fast does he get developed into the NFL game? Emmanuel Mosley, we're hearing a lot of good things out of camp that he is returning faster and quicker than anybody anticipated. And everybody knows if you watched him when he was with the 49ers, this guy can really play man-to-man defense and play it pretty impressively. Then you got Rakestraw, you got Robertson, you got a ton of other guys that are going to help make this secondary. And we haven't even mentioned Kirby Joseph or Ife Malafanu yet, but we get it. This secondary is going to be pretty good. How good? Let's see what you have to say. All right, Michael D. Green Sanitations, Coach and Duke Crew. Exclamation points. Super Bowl or bust, one pride. Woo! Woo! The first woos of the show. So here we go. As soon as I find the clip, that is. There we go. All right. Hey, I got to get those buttons faster. Bo, what do you got? Good morning, Duke Crew. Air traffic control crew assembled and eligible. I see Super Bowl. Woo! And good morning to you too, Bo. Clark, good morning, Duke Crew. I'm hoping this group can really shut down passing attacks that killed us last year. Very good. Yeah. Anybody watching the team last year, you probably are aware the Lions were very good against the run. The pass, not so much. There were some opportunities we made, and we made them at times, just not enough of them. So we nearly made the Super Bowl with perhaps one of the worst secondaries in the entire league last year. What can this team do with a potentially, at least on paper so far? You don't know until you see it out on the field, but at least on paper, it looks like this team could really be vastly improving the secondary, let alone the rest of the defense. All right, Just what do you got? Green Sanitations, all Arnold, Davis, Branch. That's my guess for who will be the starting corners. No fly zone, baby. I think you've got a pretty good guess there. That sounds like a real good group to me. Michael D, in your opinion, once our secondary gels together, it will be a top three defense. I'll go with that. And yeah, I think you're right. When you give them a couple games, and it will probably be those first couple games where they're getting their feet wet. And thankfully, I'm going to guess most of those other offenses will be going through some learning opportunities for them, getting on the same page, getting timing down, etc. Yeah, I think you're right. We could have a pretty good defense and a secondary. Big Daz, good morning, Dan Duke Crew. I sure hope we have one of the best secondaries. All that can happen from that is more wins. Super Bowl or a bust. Woo! And you know what? Just for you, I'm going to throw this out there. I'll do. Never gets old, man. But Big Daz, I think you're right. This secondary could really, if we've got some rookies that can play. We've got some younger guys like Brian Branch and Iffy, et cetera, Kirby that are young and still developing. I mean, these guys have not been in the league very long. To your point, though, yeah, the better the defense plays, the more opportunities the offense is going to have to score. At least that would be my assumption. And yeah, Super Bowl or bust, 100%. Big Eddie, what do you got? Good morning, all. I'm thinking this defense is going to be the league's most improved. That's a fair statement. I would go with that. I would support that. Pro Football Focus doesn't even know who our starting corners will be, and they have us listed as one of the best. I think we're definitely going to be one of the deepest secondaries, maybe the deepest teams in the entire league. You think about, I know we talked the other day about, the defensive line, and we talked about Broderick Martin. We talked about Marcus Davenport. We talked about James Houston. I mean, Matthew Betts. We talked about a lot of different guys. And you think about the depth. Now, with that being said, we don't even mention Pascal, who, let's be fair, his regular season last year was kind of meh. I mean, he had some moments here and there. He got hurt again. But then the playoffs, I thought his play level really skyrocketed. So he's up there. Levi Onsariki, while he was very limited on a snap count last year, go again, look at how he played against the run, the pass, all of his different grades, and he was amongst the best on the team. But again, on limited snaps. If it holds water that he's really going to get more snaps this year, be able to put some of that mass, strength, muscle back on that he had to take off because of his back that he played with in college, then yes, this defensive line could be very, very deep. And to your point, the secondary as well. Big Daz, we just have to keep them healthy. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, health, man, training staff, they earn every dollar they get in that paycheck. All right, Patrick. Well, first, greetings and salutations to the new crew. And second, for one, I agree with Pro Football Focus. I think they may have just hit the nail on the head. Yeah, I'm with you. I think the Lions, you look back at last year's team, you look at this year's team, there is going to be a massive difference in that secondary. At least, that's all of our opinions, it sounds like, until we get to the regular season, we get to see games and see how they play. But yeah, I think they will be much improved. And good morning, Dan. Back at you. Hopefully having a great one, my friend. France, good evening, Do Crew Gang, exclamation point. We are going to bring it this season. I am starting to agree with you more and more, Coach, as I can see us picking off a lot of passes. Yeah, and that'll be a byproduct of a couple things. When I factored in some of those stats, I kind of guessed that earlier in the offseason when I said, hey, here's my projections for the year. You look at how many rookie quarterbacks we're going to play. Let's start with that, because I think this defense is going to be built around bringing multiple exotic blitzes. Now, if you can take away those quick reads, whether it's the quick slants, the quick outs, or the deep up the sideline, the fly routes, wheel routes, etc., then yeah, I think you're going to have some real opportunities for some of these cornerbacks to be able to jump routes. Now, with the more pressure you bring, you're also going to get more hits on quarterbacks, like we did last year. And I don't think we were great at last year, but it was one of the things we did better throughout the season is we got hits on the quarterback as they were releasing. So now you get some passes that are fluttering, a little high, a little off, a little behind, tipped. And what happens to tip passes? People run underneath them and pick them off. So, I mean, just like you look at the first playoff game last year against Matthew Stafford and the Rams, I want to say it was their first drive or second drive. Don't hold me to this, but they go down to the end zone. We get a hit on Stafford, and that's a floater. And I don't remember who nearly picks it off, but they nearly get it. They dive and just miss it by about a yard or so. There's going to be a lot of those opportunities throughout the year. If that guy, whoever it was that nearly caught it near the end zone, does catch it, he probably, if he catches on the run, it's a house call. It's 6 points for the Lions. It also takes away points from the Rams. So that's why I'm anticipating a lot of this year. All right, Patrick, one day closer to your vacation. This is correct. Yeah, after tomorrow's show, we'll be pretty much packing up and taking off for it. Let's see, Patrick, if we can put the opposing quarterbacks on the run and very uncomfortable in the pockets, we have pick Nick in the secondary. Yes, we'll have a lot of opportunities for picks this year. It'll be interesting to see how other teams combat that, but they will come up with stuff for sure. That's part of the coaching staff's job. All right, Stephanie, good morning, boys. Exclamation point. Getting to sleep in and listen to the show this morning. It's a great day to be a Lions fan. Well, hopefully you're enjoying it, relaxing, taking your day off or whatever it may be, and enjoy the show. Big Daz, got to keep that front seven healthy. Also, that will bring more picks. Oh, yeah, little Macho Man. You know, I'm going to have to add a Macho Man thing to it. We got a Ric Flair, so now we got to get a Macho Man. Patrick, what do you got? Morning, Stephanie. Sure is a great day, and it's going to be a great year, I believe. I concur with that. Yeah, I mean, you guys have heard my predictions. I think the Lions are making it to the Super Bowl and winning it. I think they're going to win the NFC North again. Let's see. Just say, Kate, let's go. One more month until training camp. Any word what rule we broke to lose Monday's practice? No, other than it was just contact. And I know there was people in the video yesterday, in comment section yesterday, wanting to know how did the NFL or the Players Association gain that information. My anticipation is somebody tipped them off to it. It could be the Lions self-reported when they realized there was a rules violation. That would probably be the best case scenario of, say, MCDC said, we weren't supposed to do this today, man. We need to call them, man. Get it reported, man. And that could be what happened. It could also be that someone from the NFLPA just happened to be there, some sort of representation. Maybe they have remote access to watch on video. That's also a possibility nowadays. Most colleges, professional sporting, you can watch practices, you can watch everything remotely online. That's one thing COVID did change, is that you can watch any game in this country and even other countries online from different sporting events or whatever you want to say. So it could be simply that as well. All right, Dan, what do you got? Good morning, Duke Crew! Exclamation point. Finally up early enough to join the live show. Hey, well, I'm glad you're here. Long time listener, first time commenter. Well, just for you, just for that, man. Hey, you know what? You deserve that. And yeah, thanks for being here, man. Commenter. Woo! Been waiting to do that for a while. Well, glad you're here, man. And hey, enjoy the show. Hookadoo. Good morning, Dan, the Duke Crew. Let's go, Lions. Woo! And good morning to you, Hookadoo. Dennis, good morning, fam. Go Lions, back at you. Hopefully having a great day, my friend. Patrick, Dan, glad to see you could make it. Welcome aboard. 100%. Be a part of the Morning Dew crew. I'd say, Hookadoo, just say, Kate, I read on ESPN it had something doing with illegal contact on the practice field. Yeah, and again, without knowing the specifics, we're all going to be guessing and speculating. It doesn't sound like it was a major violation. I did bring it up in the show yesterday, or the 3-4 minute video. That the only worry I have now is you did it once. Now they're going to pay more attention. They're going to be looking for more stuff now, and that's just the way it goes. You get slapped on the wrist once, but now they're going to see if try to see if you're a repeat offender or if that was a one-off. All right, Lions fan number one. When Broski's boy throws those first 3 to 8 picks against us in a game, he's going to be mad. Yeah, I know we talked about it earlier, so I think we will. You look at the quarterbacks we're going to play this year. There's some guys that I think can be got, and there's no disrespect to any of them. Rookie quarterbacks are going to struggle early in the year against pressure, against really their first year or two. And I don't mean that rudely towards anyone. You look at Peyton Manning, you look at Brett Favre, you look at Warren Moon. I mean, you look at whoever you want to put out there, they struggle with it. It's just because the game is so much faster, one, and then two, the coverages. I know I mentioned this a lot, but the pre-snap reads and the post-snap reads change so quickly. And now you've got to make those faster reads while 300-pound dudes are barreling downhill at you. And if you don't get rid of the ball correctly and accurately, it's going the other way. So it will be interesting to see what the Lions do against the rookie quarterbacks, let alone someone like Dak Prescott, who historically is not great against pressure. He struggled with us last year in that secondary. I think there could be some potential the Lions could do way better this upcoming year. So we'll see. All right, Steve Rogers, good morning, all. Yeah, Hookadoo. They said that, but didn't give further info into it. Yeah, they didn't get further into it. Man, who snitched us out? That's the big question: is how do they find out? And that I don't know. We'll have to wait for somebody else to get that information. Quentin, great salutations, y'all. PFF got this right, baby. We about to be that no-fly zone, no air to breathe space. Yeah, I think we're going to be able to put a lot of smothering defense out there against wide receivers, running backs, tight ends, and get to the quarterback. And good morning, Quentin. Hookadoo, Steve, they have a rat at the OTAs. It's it could be that. It could be some player just said, man, we're not supposed to be doing this. I'm calling in. Or maybe there was a Comic-Con going on in town and somebody said, hey, let's get Monday off so we can go to that. I mean, who knows, man? I'm kind of joking there. I really have no clue. I'd say, Bo, since when does the league need an excuse to finagle the Lions? It's true. They can do it whenever they see fit. Patrick, have Bo agreed. Look at all the time we got messed over by the league in games, especially when we play the Cowboys. And you know what, man? If something goes down late in this year's Cowboys game, anything is similar to the did report, whatever scenario we had last year, man, oof, that's not going to be ideal. We'll put it that way. National media, local media, YouTube media, whatever, will be all over that for days. Hookadoo, it's like we say, Bo, the Lions versus everyone. I'd say that is correct. Yes. I'd say Patrick Hookadoo for sure and for certain. All right, Michael D., who has it better than us? Nobody. I like the way you're going there. Let's see, answer 14. Hey, haven't seen you in a minute, 14. Good to see you, man. Greetings, salutations, Coach of the Duke Crew. The loss of a practice because Lions were too physical while practicing is a bit ironic. This doesn't concern us too much, right? No, I mean, as long as that's all it is one day, yeah, I'm not going to worry about it over the top. To me, it would have been more impactful if it was a regular season practice, or heck, you could even say a training camp practice. But with it being basically a mini practice, I mean, there could be a lot worse stuff than that. We'll go with that. If that's going to derail our season, we're not as gritty as I would anticipate. So go with that. See, Bo, gather your arms. We'll take the hill. This Hillary step. Yes, we will do the Hillary step this year. Patrick, agreed. Hookadoo agreed, Patrick. Miles Marker, good morning. Coach and crew, back at you. Patrick, we just have to overcome the league and the refs, so we'll have to be the 3 times as rough, determined, and focused. Yes, we're going to have to overcome any obstacles that come our way. Dennis, good morning, Dan. Good morning, Dennis. Good to see you. Joseph, good morning, Coach and Duke crew. So did you ever figure out what it was that happened or what was the thing that they did? No, at this time, at least, I have not heard anything. There could be other people that have that information. I'm just not privy to it as of yet. Let's see, Dunk Kong, Super Bowl or bust. Thanks for that, man. Yeah, thanks for always being part of the show, Donkey. See, Anthony, good morning. Duke Crew, back at you, Anthony. Hopefully you have an outstanding day, man. Outstanding. Bo, Sarge is the next man up. Duke Crew has your back. Thank you for that. Yeah, he'll be here starting Monday morning. So hopefully he has it all figured out. I know I walked him through how to set up the streamer and then get into the accounts on YouTube. So, yeah, the first couple days are probably going to be the roughest for him. Help him out, guys. After that, I would assume every day would get exponentially easier. But you're going to have the Sarge for 7 straight days, Monday through Monday. Hookadoo, good morning, Anthony. And see, Anthony, hey, brother. Hey, can't talk. Hey, morning, brother Hookadoo. Patrick, are you going to bring back the Sci-Fi Channel show, Destination Unknown? Boy, that's a good one, man. That's a good throwback. I actually missed some of the old Sci-Fi Channel stuff. So, Mystery Theater, 3000, all that type of stuff. Those are some good things. Joseph, good morning, Anthony. Anthony, morning, Joseph. Patrick, I still see a lot of Barry Sanders influence with Gibbs. They're similar in that they can definitely move and they're very agile. They can get in and out of breaks or cuts very quickly. So I think you're right with that. Answer 14. Hooker is going to have those ups and downs while he develops. It seems normal for most players' progression to have good and bad days along the way. Yeah, I would 100% agree with that. Nobody goes in a straight line up or down. So, yeah, he's going to be around for a while and he's going to be, he'll have moments where we hear how great he looks. He's going to have other moments where we're like, oof, good thing we kept Goff, just stuff like that. All right, say Hookadoo. I agree, Patrick. He reminds me of Barry also, 100% with that, and agreed. Let's see. Let me change the tickers just because we've had it up there for a little bit, so that way you guys don't get too bored. And I got to remember to do that from time to time. So, by the way, if you're looking to buy or sell a property in the great state of Michigan, give me a call or shoot me a text. See the number on the screen. Anywhere in the state of Michigan. I forgot to do that stuff earlier today. So, hey, now you get it. Changing it up here on the morning show. Bo Gibbs is no one-trick pony, more like a three-dog night. I'll go with that. Yeah, and Gibbs, he's going to be used a lot this year, and that's why I know we asked the question a week or so ago, do we think that Gibbs and Montgomery will still split 50-50? I'm inclined to believe it's probably going to be more like 60-40, but we will see. Caleb, see Anthony. Caleb is, yeah, we will have that will have to be something we answer during the or towards the end of the season. I think he's going to be fine, but it doesn't mean he's going to be great this year. I'm guessing he's going to be, I mean, if it was me as a coach, I would be okay if he could just be 50-50. So the same amount of touchdowns as picks. That might not be realistic, though, and I don't want to put pressure on a rookie quarterback or too much pressure. If it was me, he probably would sit the first 4 games or so, but they've already named him the starting quarterback, so maybe you could say, hey, you're going to use the first 3 or 4 games. It's basically the preseason, and if he does play all the preseason, now by the time you get to the NFC North games, I guess you could say, hey, he's got about 8 regulars or 8 opportunities to play at the NFL level. So maybe that's the way they're going to go. Joseph, I agree with you, Coach Dan, that once we pass the middle part of the season, at least that's when you're going to start showing our strength in the secondary a lot more. Yeah, the secondary, the defense, the depth on the team. And we do have our early bye, too. Say what you want. You can be dishappy with it, whatever. Just by my nature, I'm a positive thinker. So I'm looking at it as, hey, we get the bye right before that we play Dallas, so we get to rest up and we get 2 weeks to prepare for them. To me, that's an advantage, especially since I think most people would say Dallas should be one of the better teams in the NFC. Now there's later in the year, I want to say with about 5 weeks left in the season, where we basically get a second bye, where we go from playing Thursday to Thursday, and then we have 10 days off. So, no, it's not 14 days off, but 10 days in the NFL, that's a long time. So I'm going to think positively on both of those. All right, let's see. Motown, Green Salutations, Coach the Duke Crew. Lions rule, Bears drool. I'm down with that. Anthony, Caleb, more like don't eat the yellow snow. Zap, yep, yes. Hopefully he does not eat the yellow snow unless he's playing the Lions. Then go for it. I'd say, Bo, don't you go where the Huskies go. All right, fair enough. Let's see, Patrick. Not only will our secondary going to great in man-to-man coverage, but they'll put a hat on you as well. Yeah, a hat on you as well. Yes, they will. They're gonna hit quarterbacks a lot. I have no doubt about it. Running backs, hey, maybe you can do some delayed draws or whatever, but that's when you're gonna really rely on the second layer of the defense, probably the linebackers and some safeties up there shutting that down. As long as you contain it, don't get regularly burnt by it, you're probably going to be able to get away with blitzing a whole lot more and more. So I'm with you, man. I think that the defense is going to hit a whole lot of people this year. All right, answer 14. Mosley is kind of forgotten, but if returns to form, we're going to have to have a lockdown secondary with unheard of depth at talent. No, I'm with you. I mean, so let's just think about it. Rakestraw's back, is to being healthy, that is. Emmanuel Mosley, as you just suggested. Arnold, Davis, Robertson. Boy, who else am I forgetting? Man, we haven't even talked about Kendall Dorsey, who's made some plays in camp. Vildor. I mean, and that's just the corners. You're not talking about how many of these corners can also play safety and how many of the safeties can also play corner. And that's where I think, man, this secondary could be incredibly deep. All right, Joseph. So what's going on with DJ Reader again? Just sounds like they're, in my anticipation, they're just being very cautious with him. They're probably going to keep him on the sidelines, keep him healing, resting, recovering from those surgeries until, if it was me, being as strong a veteran as he is, probably doesn't need a whole lot of reps or time to get back into game shape. I would probably keep him sidelined till right after the last preseason game. And then he got about 2 weeks or so into the first regular season game. that's when I would activate him, or at least right around there. So, you could kind of pick it apart as to where you would actually activate him, but there's no way he's doing much in training camp if it's me, nor the preseason. Yeah, so go with that. All right, Patrick, Coach, you also need to find a clip that says, "Oh yeah, a little Macho Man." Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna have to slap that in there. So probably when I get back from vacation. All right, is that so? You, hello, Coach and Duke crew. I agree. We will be most improved. D and AG will be praised. Yeah, I think he probably should get more praise than he has for what he did last year. Because let's face it, we did not have much in that secondary. We tried to play more traditional style defense at the start of the year with a lot of zone coverages, trying to get after the quarterback with just the front four and stuff, and it just wasn't happening. We don't have those dudes up front, and we did not have a great defense. So I think eventually he hit the skip it button and said, hey, we're just going to go after quarterbacks. We're going to put pressure on them. They're going to hit passes against us, whether we drop 7 guys in the secondary or just have man-to-man across the board with 4. So what we're going to do, though, is we're going to take away the run, and we are still going to get hits on the quarterback. We're not going to give you 8 seconds to throw. But now if we can get you throw off time a little bit, off rhythm, maybe somebody makes a play on the ball, now we've got an opportunity to stop somebody on defense. And you know what? For the most part, it did work other than the second half against the 49ers. But I will say this. The plays were there to be made. We just didn't make them. From the secondary, that is. All right, Anthony, is it just me, or did Chicago move too fast in making Caleb number 1 from the start, and how they can figure he's just going to gel with the entire offense? Sorry, I had to clear my throat. Here's what I'll say. I agree with you, man. I would not have already named him the number 1. I would have probably taken him across slowly, but then again, I guess the advantage to name him number 1 is the debate's over. You don't have to address it a ton of times in the media. He knows he's not getting supplanted anytime this season. He's out there, whether he's right or wrong, every pass, it doesn't matter. He's going to be the guy. They're going to ride with him throughout the season and try to get as much out of him as possible. He could end up being very good at this level. I think there's going to be some struggles for sure, but we'll have to wait and see what actually shakes out with Caleb Williams. All right, Brent, greetings, salutations, Lombardi or bust. Oh, yeah, I like that, Lombardi or bust. I'll go with that, and I think you got a good one there. Good morning to you, Brent. Let's see, mile marker, what did you think about the Mike O'Hara's send-off, the presser, video released by yesterday? So I'll say this about Mike O'Hara. I've met him, I haven't seen him in years, but everybody who's a Lions fan probably of any kind of age knows who he is. He's been around an incredibly long time. When I started covering the Lions, I don't know, late 80s, early 90s, he had already been around for, I want to say 30 years at that point. So the fact he's still doing it, that just shows you how long he's been a part of this game, how just dived into everything he is. I mean, he's a mainstay, and I'm actually surprised he's retiring, just because he's, as far as I can tell, he still loves his job. But I get he's also, I mean, the dude's up there in age. I can understand maybe he just wants to do something else, with his life, and he's done this for 60 years or whatever. So I thought it was great for the Lions to send him off. I thought it was great that some old reporters who have retired have come out and took a moment of time to take part of it. And I just wish him well with things. So I've got nothing but ill wills. He was, the couple times I met him, either at the Silver Dome or Ford Field covering games, nothing but nice. Him, Mitch Applin, a couple of the other guys, just real nice dudes. But I will say this, Michael O'Hara was overly nice. I mean, he was like always talking to your grandfather or something like that. Just nothing but kind things. What do you need? You need something? How can I help? Just a nice dude. All right, Anthony, did you just get back from a vacation on a big boat? Nope. Be going out on vacation. Tomorrow I'll be heading out and then be back, and we will be on a boat for part of it. And, someone who don't swim at all, I'm not exactly the most thrilled about that, but hey, I'm going to take one for the team. All right, Dennis, what are you guys' thoughts on Matt Derry? I don't have a ton. Let's see what the Dew crew has, but let's go from there. Let's see, Anthony, we violated the woo ban. There we go. Maybe that's what it was at camp. Yeah, we got too physical with the woos. Let's see, Miles Marker, school's out for the summer. School's out 100%. Yes. Some schools, not all schools yet. I know my daughter's school goes until the to the end of the month. So where she lives and goes to school, yeah, it's just they go into almost July. All right, see, Amy, what do you got? Good morning, Dan, Duke crew. Hope you have a fabulous and safe vacation. Me too, man. Me too. And thanks for that. Does the NFL have an alternate site for the Super Bowl just in case there's a problem in New Orleans like Katrina? Hope not. If something like that was to happen, yeah, they would probably move it. Where they would go? Boy, that's a great question. My guess is probably, oof. It's pure guess, so don't hold me to it. My guess would be probably somewhere like Vegas or whatever, just because all the accommodations, the access to both different time zones, or the ease of access, different time zones, the weather, just a lot of the accoutrements, I guess you could say. Patrick, sometime I think the players themselves will get a little hungry for some contact and get a little excessive. Yes, it could be that too. Yes, maybe just somebody got out of line. But again, we're all speculating. See, laughing out loud at Anthony. There you go. Aggressive that is. I knew you were going with that, Patrick. Let's see, Anthony. Where is Broski at? He's late in picking up his wife. It could be he's out. Maybe he's just enjoying the weekend, man. Who knows? Let's see, Rocky M. Morning, everyone. Hopefully, we do have a good secondary. It looks great on paper. It does. And hey, let it be then, man. Let it be. I think the secondary, and again, we've already talked about it a lot, but I'm with you, Rocky. I think the secondary is going to be pretty dang impressive. I want to see, just when the end of the season comes, I want to see some of the numbers they put up as far as pass breakups, picks, just stuff like that. I think it's going to be pretty interesting. Patrick, laughing out loud, Comic Con, yeah, I love it. Yes, Comic Con, you gotta love Comic Cons, man. I've been to a few, and you know what? I enjoy them. Motown, what do you got? Have a good, safe trip, coach, and get back safe. Yes, hopefully it will. Hopefully there's no issues. James, I think the issue with the NFL had with the Lions was the amount of contact time. Could be that. Yeah, maybe we went over the clock or something like that. Joseph, what day are you coming back, coach? I'll be back a week from Monday, but not in time early enough to make the morning show. So you'll get me the following Tuesday. So a week from Tuesday, I should be back on the mic. Patrick, hey, where's Broski? Who knows? Maybe he's like a sniper hanging out in the bushes. Let's see, Patrick, I just hope the Bears don't destroy Caleb's ski. There you go. We'll see, man. Some people you put out in the fire, or quarterbacks, or whatever position, and they do well with it. Some grow faster than others. Others, man, they get those hits, and they just have a hard time recovering. It's unfortunate when it happens, but it might happen. Okay, Patrick, our punching bag must have taken a day off from the troll bridge. Could be. Michael Broski is hibernating. Oh, could be. He's a bear. That's true. Miles Market, yeah, last year this time we couldn't stop talking about the first game against the Chiefs. This year it's the Rams, and seems we are not obsessing at all. Laughing out loud. No, I think we're talking about more about the season as a whole versus one game. I mean, I get it. Last year we were talking about the Chiefs. We're talking about the impact, how big of a win that would be for us if we could start the year off with that. But think about how much this team, the psyche of the players, the coaching staff, and to be honest, the fan base has changed in 1 year. I think we're starting to get to the point where Lions fans expect success. They expect wins. They expect the secondary to be one of the best in the league, that Jared Goff will be one of the top, 5, 10, 15 quarterbacks in the league, that the receiving core will be one of the top, 10, 5 groups in the NFL. The running backs, you get it. All right, so I think we've evolved as a franchise to the point where expectations are starting to rise. All right, let's see. Patrick went and say, Hookadoo laughing out loud. Yeah, I guess he would need a day to recuperate. Yeah, got to revitalize. All right, see, Anthony, hopefully he's on his way to pick up his wife. I'm tired of her. Very good. Big Daz, I like the sound of having good kicking prospects. Yes, big legs. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they go with that and such. If you know what I'm talking about, here's the headline here. Ex-Michigan kicker James Turner could be finally the answer. So I want to throw credits due. That I want to say is from the Detroit News. Let's see. Let me double check. Yeah, Detroit Free Press and Jeff Seidel. So give credit where credit is due. All right, so getting on back here. All right, back to the comments section. We got to scroll back up 1 second, please. Oh boy, where did I leave off here? All right, hold on. I'm messing things up here this morning. Apologies, guys. All right, I don't know exactly where I left off. So yeah, good. All right, there we go. All right, answer 14. Please hit that like button, everybody. Yes, if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so, making that push to get to 6,800 subs. If you would take a second of time out of your day, hit the thumbs up button. Helps the channel out. We try to get every video to 200, 300 thumbs up or more. All right, see, Michael, did Terry Arnold sign his rookie contract yet? I don't believe he has just yet. No, not just yet, but he's got to be pretty close because you know what? There's not a whole lot of room to debate. Dennis, what do you got? It's time to sign Diggs back. It could be. Could be. Yeah. No. Okay. Fair enough. Don't bring him back then. All right. J. Rod, what do you got? Coach! Exclamation point. Stu Crew, what's up? Weekends only for me. Well, hey, welcome to the show. Glad you're here, man. And hopefully you're kicking back and enjoying the show. Let's see, Miles, you got Anthony laughing out loud. He did just get back from a cruise. Oh, there you go. There you go. J-Rod, Diggs, Slay, Sue. Bringing back the 2014 crew. Rocky M, we just went to Comic-Con in Traverse City. First one we had to check it out and talk to Darren McCarthy, my old hockey friend. Hey, that's pretty awesome. So it's cool that he made it over there. I want to say there's a couple guys that typically go to those from sports line, or excuse me, Detroit sports. But yeah, it's good that they get out to him, man. Let's see, Motown Mitch. Hey, Coach, how are you a USC fan, but Williams is a Bear now? He is the enemy. Maybe that knockout of Broski yesterday was too much for the poor guy. Yeah, I just grew up a USC fan. I mean, I liked the University of Michigan and MSU as well. But when I watch football, I typically watch USC. Williams, hey, he was a USC guy, so I'm going to root him on, but not when he plays the Lions. I'm a Lions fan first. I guess I would go with that. J-Rod, good old Boo Boo Bear. Yes, Boo Boo Bear. He does not appear to be in the house today. Bo, no reason to obsess over the Rams. They're just another target. Yes, they are, and they're coming in. I think it'll be a great way to start the year. Hey, we're going to start the year like we started the playoffs last year against the Rams and then get Tampa Bay. I think it'll be a pretty good start, and I like our matchups with both those teams. Miles, I know, right? Bo, it's feeling great. All right, it's feeling great. Good. All right, Bo, Lions kicking woes take a turner for the best. I need to add one of those buttons and sound effects to the show too, but yeah, I like what you did there. Patrick Diggs, last year with the Lions, he got the first INT of the year and the last INT of the year. Yeah, how about that, man? Yeah, I know he had a pretty good season when he got traded to Seattle as well. Chuck E. Cheese, morning coach, went to Tigers game last night. What a disgrace. I did not see what happened, but I'm guessing not too well. So I don't pay a ton of attention to the Tigers. Unfortunately, it's been a while. It's probably been like 10 years since I really watched them a lot. So they've been pretty up and down, I guess, to say the least, during the past 10 years. Miles Margaret, Broski, and Burr equal comic relief. There you go. Let's see. Hookadoo, Bo, and Mile Marker, I agree. Any team we face is the enemy. Agreed with that. Yeah, if you line up against Detroit Lions, you're no longer our friend. You are the bad guys. Rocky, closer to getting closer it gets to the Rams game. The talk will pick up big time, and then all the media talk that will happen. Yeah, closer we get to that game, 100%. I think we get to about this point next month, you're going to start hearing more and more things just because training camp's going to open up. You're going to hear everybody start debating about different positional battles. Then we can probably really do a deeper dive on, hey, this guy's looking good, this guy's looking great or whatever. Because at that point, you got pads on, you're hitting. It's a whole different level than what we've got right now. Chuck E. Cheese, they got 2 hits. Yes, yeah, that's not a good batting performance. Chucky, go Lions, the real cat in town. There you go. Patrick, Lions 40, Rams 3. Now that would be a beatdown. I know I picked for the Lions to have a few 40-point games early in the season just begin because I think the offense is going to be very strong and I think the defense is going to smother. A lot of that is because we have had virtually no change in the coaching staff from as far as the OCDC head coach. And then you look at the vast majority of the team on offense and defense. The vast majority are the same. Yes, we're going to have some changes in the secondary, but I do believe we're going to have some pretty good chances for success. To me, the biggest thing going against us in the opening two games is that you have veteran quarterbacks in both of those games. So they are not going to need a ton of repetitions to get on the same page, where younger, less experienced quarterbacks, they, especially if they don't play in the preseason games, they're going to take a little while longer to get acclimated to what's going on. That's where I think, man, if we would have came out, let's just say, against two rookie quarterbacks in the first 2 weeks of the season, man, I think we could have put up maybe 50 points on some of those teams. But it is what it is. All right, Rocky, no broski. We're actually getting a word in edgewise. Woo! We are, man. Michael, happy trails, coach. See you in a week or so. Yes, see you in about a week. I'll be, like I said, be here tomorrow, but then I'm gone. See, J Rod, what do you got? Coach, do we spend any money on players soon or throw it in the piggy bank? If it's me, J Rod, I'd be using it on existing Lions players, either paying down some contracts that we just signed, or re-signing a Lee McNeil or somebody else now versus later. Maybe Iffy, Melifanu is another person to throw in that mix. I guess it really comes down to what the coaches think out of him. Bo, picking sixes. Here we come. Here we go. Bye-bye, Sheeper. There we go. Miles, let's see. Have fun, coach. 100%, and thanks for that. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut out a little early today just so I can start getting some stuff ready. I will be back here tomorrow, but like I said, after that, I'm gone for a week. If you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so, making that march towards 6,800 subs. And if you would just take a brief second of time, hit the thumbs up button, the like button, whatever you want to call it, please do so. Otherwise, take care, enjoy your day, and we'll see you all in the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, everybody.
Happy trails to you until we meet again.